Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty Gene. I'm back again with another video. This time we're versing Leeds. It's on Sunday, and yes, you guys get ready for that. And you know what I got? I got Joe with me today. I got Joe from All Leeds TV. Guys, the link to Joe's channel is in the title, so you don't have to go nowhere. You can still be watching the video while you're subscribing to his channel. So just do that right now. Click the link. Subscribe to his channel, and also check me out here on EGTV, and don't forget to also subscribe to Football Terrace, guys, because you guys already know we do a lot of stuff over there too. So yeah, let's get started. Joe, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, really good. Looking forward to Sunday. Just loving life right now, brother. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for promoting the channel. Gal, you're a top guy, top character, and I love being on stuff like this with you, man. It's class.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the nice words. So yeah, last time we met, you told us a little bit about Leeds. You told us how you started supporting Leeds. Now I got a different question for you. I'm not going to ask you how you started supporting Leeds or anything like that. I'm going to ask you, what is your most historic moment between Arsenal and Leeds? Is it the time where you guys beat us just before the 49 game, before the 49 win streak started? Because that's, I think, the last time you beat us in the Premier League, that's what happened.
That's it, yeah, Viduka, yeah, that would be it, man. That would be it. My memory, honestly, Gal, my memory isn't the best. Believe me, I can't remember yesterday, let alone all that time ago. But yeah, we were talking about it earlier, where Viduka scored that goal. Yeah, that would be it, man. It's been a long time though, right? Like 16 years since we've been out of this stuff. Met a couple of times in the cups, but yeah, it's nice to be back amongst the big boys, as it were. You know, we're actually sitting ahead of Arsenal. This is the mad thing, you know. Like it is mad though that we're mixing it that way. For me, I've said it from the start of the season. You know, we will be in them European shouts, and people laugh at me, but yeah, we're there, man. We're there. We're challenging Arsenal for Europe, brother. That's where we're at already, man. That's why I love it.
Listen, you know, the thing is, you guys need to go from strength to strength, though. Right now, where you guys are, it's great. But if you don't go and push yourselves in the summer, you might see a decline. Right now, you're still going on the fumes and the energy of being in the championship and being the best team in the championship. You come up here and you're not scared of nobody. So anytime someone takes a punch at you, you guys take a punch back. That's what it is. And I feel like it's happened to Sheffield United. It's happened to Aston Villa. Went the opposite way. They were underachieving last year and almost getting relegated, and they now are overachieving so much. It's ridiculous. But yeah, you know what? Europe can also be a curse, man. Look at what happened to Burnley. Burnley got Europe, and immediately they got knocked out of the Europa League group stages, and they were in a situation where they almost got relegated. So you got to be careful with getting into Europe.
Yeah. Look, it would be too soon. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a plan we've got, but you know, you love to dream, right? But I think the difference is, and like you say, it's about recruitment. Sheffield United have got their recruitment all wrong. You know, bringing in, I mean, they brought in McBurney, they brought in, you know, Ryan Brewster this time. They've spent a lot of money on strikers, and have got it wrong. And the one thing that I can pride myself on as a Leeds United fan is our recruitment. You know, let's not forget Rafinha, who I said to you a couple of weeks ago, actually, is the buy of the window for me. And not only just based on performance, but we bought him for 17 million, Igal. 17 million. He could go in the next couple of seasons. And well, I get it. But like our chairman said, we're following that Leicester model. Look at Harry Maguire as a perfect, you know, example of that. You can't tell me if Rafinha carries on in this trajectory in 1 or 2 seasons, he could go for them sums of money, 60, 70, 80 million. And we bought him for 17. You know
why though? You know why that happened now? It's because of the whole situation in France and everything, all the struggles that they're going through over there in France. They're having a tough time over there, man, with the financial situation. We could find ourselves having a lot of imports from the French league next year in the Premier League.
I do think so. Yeah, I agree with you on that, mate, as well. But why not? You know, I know it sounds bad, but listen, if someone's struggling, then it's good because you're right, man. I mean, Rennes bought him for the same price that they sold him to us for. So it shows you the kind of situation they're in. The fact that they've had to move on a player who they didn't want to. Really, their fans were up in arms when he was sold. It was so funny, man, because they went mad. Yeah, there's a fish and chip story. It's quite funny. They were calling us fish and chip eating, swearing, all that sort of stuff. So when the club signed him, they went and got some fish and chips, man, and put it on the plate. Signed. It was good, man. It was good banter. But yeah, I get it. The France situation is why we got him for 70 million. But even still, the fact that a club new in the Premier League, he was in the Champions League, man. Rennes in the Champions League, or were, you know, he's moved from a team that's in the Champions League. I know they were knocked out, but they were still there. He was on the world stage, and he's come to the Premier League, which I guess is still the world stage as well. But what a buy. Rodrigo, you know, our recruitment's the one that will get us through. And I think next season, we won't make the same mistakes. You know, we'll continue to progress. We've got the investment with the 49ers. You'll know more about them than me. I don't know about American football full stop, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, everything's looking good, man. And we're here to stay. I genuinely believe that.
I'll tell you this: the 49ers have they went to a Super Bowl just a couple of years ago, but they're a poorly run franchise in the sense, yeah, in the Super over there in America, they're not run very well when it comes down to it. They're hit and miss. What they've done is they invested heavily on one side of the field, and they've kind of fluked it with the attack. They haven't done anything to really invest in the attack. 49ers, in my opinion, are not that good, and if you were to tell me it was, for example, even the Rams, like Stan Kroenke's the owner of the Rams, like they're not that good either. But they focus more on those clubs. I don't know. Does your owner focus more on Leeds, or does he focus more on the NFL? Because it looks like you guys have a good owner.
Yeah, they're not majority owners. They've just invested. Do you know what I mean? And I think part of the reason they've invested is because of not so much the footballing side of things, but the commercial side of things and all that. That's why we brought them on, that to grow us globally, all that sort of stuff, you know, not so much on the footballing side of things. We have Rad Razani, who's the one steering the ship, and look, he came in a bad time, and he's turned the club around. Even just being when you go to the games, even just the infrastructure around the grounds, just much better, man. He's a good guy, and he's took us back to the promised land, so he'll always be regarded as a good guy in my eyes.
Okay, so let's get into it. Managers, everyone, you know, everyone's talking about Arteta this, Arteta that. A lot of people want Arteta out. And I think I was on the stream with you last time, and somebody was joking around, making Bielsa jokes about the style of play. But what is it about Bielsa that's just so captivating and everyone loves so much about him? If you could just give us a little bit of insight about Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah, the guy's a legend, man. I've got a tattoo of him. On my leg. He's the guy, man. I'll send you a picture, man. It's good. He's just like, he came into the club. Obviously, he's world-renowned coach, and he's turned this club into a big club again. We were always a big club, history, fans, but we're now back in the big time. What he's done for the club is just astronomical. You just have to look at some of the individuals, Igal. Stuart Dallas was bought for 1.2 million, I think. A right winger, not really doing anything. I remember when we signed him, he was no good, man. He was a winger that couldn't take anybody on. He now plays anywhere really under Bielsa and doesn't look out of shape. Luke Ayling, who was at Arsenal, released, went to Yeovil, went to Bristol City, then rocked up at Leeds. Again, no one thought he would go on to be as good as he is. Patrick Bamford's a great example. Calvin Phillips came in. A lot of us would have moved him on. He's now playing for England. It's the best football I've ever seen. I'll never, ever forget my first game under Bielsa against Stoke City. Stoke City had just been relegated. They were the team, and we spanked them, and it was the best football I've ever seen. And it's like, I know when this guy goes, like, I can't watch a football game now that doesn't include Leeds and be entertained. It's all a little bit boring, Igal. Whereas Leeds United games are entertaining from minute one. And he's just such a nice guy, man. This guy lives above a sweet shop in Wetherby, a little town near Leeds.
Yeah.
He walks to and from training. He goes drinking in the local Costa coffee. You know, you're not getting that from Mourinho. You're not getting that from Klopp. You're not getting that from, you know, Pep. You know, he's just a normal guy, man. Some of the stories you hear about him from back in his day when he was at Newell's Old Boys and that, he's a crazy character as well. El Loco, for example. But it's the perfect fit. Leeds United and him it's the perfect fit, man. And yeah, he'll always be regarded as a legend. Like, the guy's been here 3 seasons. It's the longest time he's been at a football club. I'd give him a statue tomorrow. I'd give him a statue tomorrow. Not serious. He means that much to us. It's hard to explain unless he's been your manager, but he has been loved wherever he's gone. Chile fans adore him. Newell's Old Boys adore him. You know, wherever he's been, he is the man. Like, I will never look forward to the day that he moves on. It will be such a sad time. Yeah, I love the man, honestly. Yeah.
Guys in the chat, give us your thoughts on Bielsa, and also while you're here, smash a like on the video. Now, Bielsa does get criticism for the style of play. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's just? Because you guys do score a lot of goals. It's entertaining for the neutrals, but as a Leeds fan, is it entertaining for you having high-scoring games where sometimes you can end up on the bad end of things?
Yeah, man, it's always entertaining, bro. It's always entertaining. I would rather us do that than do what Burnley do week in, week out. I'd be bored to tears, man. That's not football, is it? It's not enjoyable. We've done that sort of stuff in the Championship. I know when I watch Leeds United, I'm going to be entertained. I know that we're going to be in games. You know, we are going to be in every single game that we participate in. Even when you look at the games where we have been spanked, like Manchester United, for example, which was a bitter pill to swallow. But we were in that game, bro. We were still in that game. We were still creating chances. I look at some of the others, look at the Liverpool 1-4-3. No newly promoted teams going to do what we did to Liverpool. I know we were beaten in the end, but ultimately it's amazing to see. It's just entertaining, man, from minute one. I love it.
Okay. Now, Kesh is just going to join us in a few minutes. Now, when it comes down to Arteta, I want to get your perspective, because do you feel like he's harshly being criticized, or do you think it's fair based on the position that we're in? Now, let me just show you where we are in the league. If I know you already commented on this, and I did a video on it the other day. Now, when it comes down to Arteta, he does get a lot of criticism. I personally give him. I think COVID has something to do with it. I think a little bit of the refereeing decisions have something to do with it. I feel like when he came into the job, with a bunch of people who are also inexperienced and a guy who was conning the club in Don Raul. We have an owner who doesn't care as much as your owner, and we just have a whole situation where we've had terrible captains. We've been paying guys over the edge that have not been performing, and of course, the quartet from Arsene Wenger to Emery to Arteta has not been beautiful. Now, finally, I'm just going to show you one thing. This position that we're in right now, this is probably the worst you've ever seen Arsenal in this position in your life. And do you think it's everything to blame on the manager, or is it a part to all the other things that I've mentioned?
From an outsider's perspective, I mean, look, I guess from an Arsenal perspective, he's been criticised, but from the outside, I don't see it as much, because you could look at how much vitriol was thrown at Ole, for example. Look at how much vitriol was thrown at Lampard. Arteta's had nowhere near the amount of criticism from outside of Arsenal. I know within the club and within the fan base, it's a totally different story. I wonder why that is. I don't know. Is it because he's liked? I don't know, because you can arguably say he hasn't had the same vitriol as the likes of Ole, you know, as the like of Lampard, who's no longer in the job. But look, Arsenal are in a bad. I believe he's got one of the worst records since forever. That's not great for a club like Arsenal. You shouldn't be where you are. Let's be honest. You know, knocked out of the FA Cup now. What's considered a good season for Arsenal? You know, where realistically can you see yourself finishing? Can you see yourself clinging on to Europe, and that's not good enough for Arsenal, man. You could end up top 10, bro. You know, outside of Europe's not good enough for a club like Arsenal. I think with Arsenal, for me, the recruitment's been piss poor. You know, we spoke about it with Sheffield United. I'd arguably say it's been piss poor. And there's a lot of bad apples there. And I mean, from an outsider's perspective, what I didn't understand with everything that was going on with David Luiz, why he got a new deal. Is Holding warranting a new deal? You'll be able to tell me more, but I'm not sure he's an Arsenal centre-back for me. I don't know. Some of the buys are suspect. Look, Granit Xhaka, we were speaking about it on our opposition preview earlier on. That guy talking in the program. Let's not even think about the time that he told you all to do one, which is absolutely insane. If my captain or any player at Leeds United does that, he's getting bombed out. Believe me, the fans wouldn't have him. He was talking in the program about we need to keep our heads, etc. And then he goes and grabs someone by the throat. He's then playing again. Pépé, silly red card against Leeds United. Then playing in the cup. After not getting many games, he's given his chance. He gets himself sent off by Alioski. That shouldn't be happening, and that's poor man management. You know, we were talking about it earlier. If that happens at Leeds United, it's gone. Pablo Hernandez, great legend at Leeds United over the last couple of seasons, got substituted. Didn't react well to being substituted. He's not started a game since. Pontus Jansson was an example last season or 2 seasons ago, when we let Aston Villa score a goal after we'd scored when they had a man down. Pontus Jansson tried to stop them scoring a goal, and even though Bielsa said let them score, he was sold that summer and never seen again. Wow. So I think, he won't have that sort of stuff, and I think it doesn't foster a good attitude for me when these players are making silly decisions, getting sent off, and then Arteta's just putting them straight back in the side. I think some of his selections been, like, let's say, for example, you look at Emile Smith-Rowe. Has he blooded him, or has he more or less fallen into his lap? You know what I mean? Was he going to get...
Stop you there for a second? I want to just read this comment. Ask Joe, where does he think Arsenal stand right now as a club? ?
For me, I still see Arsenal as a top 6 club. But that's not where they're at now, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess my question back to you, do you think you will get Europe this season? And that's crazy. That's the point I'm making. It is crazy to think that a club the stature of Arsenal, where as Leeds fans, newly promoted, I'm looking at you thinking, we can beat these into Europe. You know, I see Everton being a harder task than you, Villa being a harder task than you. And that shouldn't be the case.
No, that's facts. That's facts. Honestly, you know what? When it comes down to it, there's a couple of things that I want to dissect. First, you said about Rob Holding. Is he deserving of a new contract? Rob Holding has been this season our best center back. And because Gabriel has been injured and had COVID issues, Pablo Marí has been injured and he's been in and out of the team. David Luiz has been sent off and had poor performances and also had man of the match performances. His inconsistencies, I cannot put him as number 1. Mustafi doesn't get game time. Socrates didn't even get registered in the squad. Calum Chambers been injured the whole entire time. Saliba got put on loan and was never registered for the squad. So it just goes to show you, by default, he's been our best centre back. So,
but this is the thing, Gal. How many centre backs did you list there?
A lot.
This is not going to foster good attitude because you can't play everyone. This is why Bielsa has a small squad. Some people don't agree with it because if you get injuries, then you're thin on the ground. But he'd rather use the under-23s, and that's what he does. That's why you see a lot of young lads in this Leeds side. But that can't be great in the dressing room, even when you've got these players on big contracts and there's, 7 or something going for 2 positions?
That's why we kind of had an issue at the beginning of the season, and a lot of people didn't speak about this. We had a squad that was so massive we couldn't register everybody for the Premier League or the Europa League. We had such a massive squad where we had to leave Ozil out of the team, Socrates out of the team, and Saliba out of the team, right? So that's 3 people who we've spent a lot of money on. So Saliba 30 million, Ozil 45 plus, and then Socrates 20. So just there, you've left over 70 million on not even in the squad. So it's just a lack of recruitment, poor management of the team, and also we haven't done a good job getting rid of the dead wood. We spent this January getting rid of so many players. Like, I think this is the most players left our club because a lot of the business that we did this window was just getting rid of people. Ozo, we paid off his contract. Socrates, we paid off his contract. Mustafi, we paid off his contract. Calum Chambers still injured. He just came back. Pablo Marí, hit or miss. Like, for me, it comes down to a bunch of things. But the biggest thing for me is mismanagement from the leadership, the past leadership. That's what got us here. I'm not sure what got Leeds relegated initially, but I'm assuming it was mismanagement and poor ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And people were actually saying Arsenal could be the next Leeds, in the sense that the relegation at the beginning of the season, people were talking about relegation. And to me, the thing that keeps the difference between us and you when you guys got relegated, the financial benefit of being in the Premier League was not as high as it is now.
No.
So if you guys were a Champions League team now, you wouldn't get into a position that you were back then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you had the money you have now, you would have never gotten that. It's like, for example, if Roman Abramovich sells Chelsea tomorrow, could they ever get into a situation where they get relegated?
You'd find it hard, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah. So let's get back to the last game we played. If you remember what happened in the last game we played, do you remember?
Yeah. I do. We basically, it was the biggest battering 0-0 ever.
Oh man, I'm gonna get the stats up in a second. You guys, it was. I think Rafinha and Bamford by themselves took like 12 shots that were just in the air.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't know how we didn't win that game. It was really frustrating. The mad thing is, though, this is the thing with Arsenal. You still could have took all 3 points because Saka broke through, and it was great by Meslier to stay on his feet for as long as he did, and made that save from Saka.
That's good, Kesh.
Yeah, you're right, Kesh. But we battered you that game, man. And I actually think the sending off helped Arsenal because at the time, Arteta was playing very defensively and he switched it up, if I remember rightly, at the start against Leeds. Then Pepe got sent off and he went back defensive and we just couldn't break it down. And Leno made some very good saves as well, if I remember rightly, on the night. And we should have won that game. And
I said something controversial on Twitter. I said to you, I felt like we deserved a penalty for the handball. What I considered as a handball when the guy had a high elbow and it bounced basically off his arm, and they said he was protecting his face, but it felt like it could have been considered it could have been a 50-50 go either way. But yeah,
I think maybe in the earlier part of the season, it probably would have been given, but the rule changed, didn't it? Because we had a similar one against Liverpool when a penalty was given when it bounced up off an arm, but. I think the game itself, I think Leeds deserved all 3 points, if I'm honest. And it's a game I look back on with a little bit of like annoyance that we didn't get the win, if I'm being totally honest. I think the sending off helped Arsenal, as mad as that sounds. But Arsenal could have easily got something from the game with that Saka chance. But other than the Saka chance, there wasn't really much from Arsenal, I don't think.
Yeah. Kesh, you want to jump in? What do you think about the last game we played?
Say that again, please.
What do you think of the last game, versus Arsenal versus Leeds?
Mm-hmm.
Refereeing decisions, red cards, as you can see the headbutt right there.
I felt Leeds was all over us, to be honest. I felt their finishing was just very lackluster, and on another day we probably would have conceded about 3 to 4 goals, in my opinion. I'm surprised even when we went down to 10 men, they still wasn't able to put us away. But maybe that was down to Arteta making us a bit more solid defensively and compact, so it worked against them. The sending off was a bit petulant for me because I felt we probably could have nicked, despite the game going away from us, I felt we probably could have nicked something on a break because Leeds leave themselves so open when they go forward. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
Yeah. I think when it comes down to it, we should have lost that game. I agree with you. We should have lost that game. We were lucky to get out with a point. I was happy with the point at the end of the day. When you go down to 10 men, game 0-0, you expect to get opened up by the team with a numerical advantage. You know, we played better when we went down to 10 men. It actually helped us get more organized. But that was just more to come after that. Because I think after that, Saka also got a red. Gabriel got a red. Another 2 reds from David Luiz and Leno. I think we're on pace to break a record for the most reds in the Premier League season. Like, that's no joke. But yeah.
So are Leno and Luiz back for Sunday?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if you lose them as well, because obviously I know Partey and Tierney are out, which is huge for Leeds fans. Like when I seen that, I'm like buzzing, because that means that midfield again of probably maybe Ceballos and Xhaka, and I think we can overrun that personally from my perspective. We did it, man. We did it in the FA Cup, man. We overran Xhaka. I don't know if it was Ceballos who played in that game. I think it might have been Ozil in the first half, but we controlled that. And I think we'll do it again. The fact that Partey is out and Tierney is a huge loss at left back. He's so good. Who goes there? Is it Cedric Suarez? I'm not sure, but all I know is if you ain't got a proper left back at left back, then Rafinha's going to tear him a new one. And Rafinha's on fire at the minute. Really, honestly, the guy is special. And I think if it is Cedric Suarez, then he needs to be ready because, you know, I don't know if you've seen Rafinha end Gary Cahill's career the other night with that little flick through the legs, man. He bodied him. So, yeah, I think, he's on fire at the minute, man. He's putting himself, he's up there for me.
Most valuable signing for you guys and probably one of the best signings of the season.
Yeah.
Next to Martinez, of course.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to Eddie Nketiah, what happened with his loan spell? Because people kept saying Bamford. People were telling me Bamford couldn't hit a barn door, but Eddie Nketiah still couldn't get into the team. What was going on with that?
Yeah, Eddie scored some vital goals, you know, in our promotion race. He scored some vital goals for Leeds United because this is what he is, right? He's a fox in the box. He knows where the back of the net is. Yeah, he knows where the back of the net is, and he came on and he scored some vital goals. Barnsley, Brentford, I remember. Thing is, though, he's not set up for the way Leeds United play. You know, there was question marks over his pressing. You know, he didn't press as much as what you would expect from Bamford. It was the wrong player at the wrong time, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because for me, he is really talented. I know maybe a lot of Arsenal fans don't think so, which I find from the bits that I've seen crazy. But Arsenal, again, as we spoke about, you should be up here. So I understand it. But I genuinely thought he would go on to have an amazing career. But it seems to have not gone great for him since he's gone back. Look, we wanted to keep him. Bielsa wanted to keep him. Arsenal weren't happy with the amount of game time. There was news that he might go back out on loan to a championship side. But then when he came back, I think Arteta said, no, I'm going to keep him here. But yeah, I mean, we'd have kept him. Bielsa wanted to keep him, bro. Bielsa said, I wanted him to stay. Because the mad thing was, the game before he went back, he played him. He played him against Birmingham. And was it Birmingham? Yeah, Birmingham. No, West Brom, sorry. West Brom, he played him against West Brom and he was pretty dire in the first half. Bamford came on and scored and we drew the game 1-1, I think it was. But yeah, we all liked Eddie. We all wanted him to stay. Bielsa wanted him to stay. But Arsenal weren't happy with his development, which I understand because he came with a big buzz around him and should have been getting game time in the Championship. He could have gone to Bristol City, I think, or even on loan to Europe somewhere. And he chose Leeds. Had he maybe have gone to Bristol City or gone to Europe, he probably would have started every game. But Leeds United, you know, if it ain't right for the system, regardless of who you are, you ain't getting in. And that's how Bielsa works. And I'd rather that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Bamford couldn't hit a barn door in the Championship at times. But ultimately, we got out of there and now he's banging them in the Premiership. So he was right to stick with him, man.
Yeah. Samuel's in the house, Kesh is in the house. Guys, if you have any questions for Joe, go right ahead and ask him. And people in the chat, if you have any questions, throw your questions in the chat also. We're going to do we got the predicted 11s for both teams, team news and score predictions up next. But first, let's just answer some questions. Kesh, you got anything?
Is Kelvin Phillips back yet?
So I've just seen it's not been confirmed. He's doubtful. He went off injured against Crystal Palace. A tweet came out saying he was getting ready for the weekend. I've heard off my friend who's pretty close to stuff who said
he's fit.
He's touch and go, but nothing. We haven't had our presser yet. Like that will be tomorrow. Bielsa will do his tomorrow, and he'll confirm yay or nay. But with Calvin, they'll give him to the last minute. So if there's a chance that he plays, I think he plays. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's out," but it's not been confirmed yet. If he doesn't play, then there is an issue because Pascal Struijk, who I've started calling Virgil van Struijk. I think he's that good. But he's not that good in the DM. We've tried him there numerous times and it just doesn't work. So it's if he was to be out, then that's a huge loss for Leeds. But I think he'll make it, mate. To be fair, he'll want to play in this game as well, man. He's a big game player.
Yeah, I got a question for Joe. You know, you had Nketiah there last season and the past couple of seasons, and now Meslier has played. Would he keep Meslier until next season or bring in a better goalkeeper?
See, Sam, this is a mad thing. Whenever I go, I get questions about Meslier. For me, he's the future France's number one. He's honestly, he is, man. People throw shade at him, but he is a top goalkeeper. His shot stopping is great. He's one-on-one, as you've seen against Saka. I think Saka's scoring that. He stays on his feet, right, go, and he saves it. His distribution is brilliant as well. You've seen that in the FA Cup game. That was his first game for us.
I remember.
Yeah.
And he was pinging them out, man, to the feet. And we were like, wow, who is this kid? You forget, man, he's only 21.
He's only 21.
Not many.
Last season when he wasn't playing, I actually had him down as a target who I felt we should go and get him. Because I've watched him quite a few times when he was at Lorient. And I thought, he's going to be going on the cheap, be a very good backup. Like, I would have rather gone and got him than rúnarsson. Because if you look, as you just said, his distribution's on point. His 1v1s are good. And as you said, he's only 21. Like, he's got room to grow. Like, keepers don't peak until they're 29 anyway. You know what I mean?
There's not many. This is what I'm saying about Bielsa as well. There's not many managers in world football, in the Premier League, would give a 21-year-old that starting berth. And for me, he's just going to continue to grow and grow. He's even got better. Like, we were conceding from every set piece at stage. He's now started coming for them, and he's getting stronger with them. And that comes with time playing in the Premier League against top-level operators. Yeah. He's a great goalkeeper, mate. I'd see Nketiah moved on. I want him gone. He's no good. He's got history as well, you know. None of us really want him there. I don't know why he's still there, if I'm being honest, but it is what it is. But yeah, I want him gone. Then it'll be interesting to see who they bring in, because are you going to bring in an experienced keeper who's going to be an understudy to a 21, 22-year-old? I don't know how they're going to work it, but ideally you don't want another young keeper coming in. So then you've got to, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a difficult one. But for me, Meslier, number one. Honestly, I think you'll see him play for France.
One of the best keepers, one of the best young keepers in world football right now. But what about the Alioski situation and Pepe? He throws some salt, didn't he? What did he say?
So the club do an official podcast, and Patrick Bamford does it. And Patrick Bamford had mentioned that in training this week, Alioski had said, "Oh, I can't wait for Sunday," and he was like, "Why?" And he went, "Because I'm coming up against my friend Pépé." So obviously there's that little bit there because he got him sent off, and loads of the Arsenal fans have jumped on it today on social media and gone mad, you know, which is brilliant. But listen, Alioski is one of them characters, right? He's sometimes he's really great, sometimes he's really bad. We're already linked to a left back. We will bring a left back in the summer, so he will, go to the bench, be a bit more of a utility player, because he has played in the wing. He came in as a winger, you know. This is the thing with Bielsa, he moves players about. But he's one of them characters that he can get in your head. He's a real, an annoying character. I think if he's not at my football club, I despise the kid. If that makes sense, everyone's got them sort of players, but because he plays for me, it's good, man. Well, not for me, but for my club, you know.
I just want
to show you guys. Go ahead.
Because Pepe is on the left side now against, I think, Luke Ayling now on the right hand side, and Alioski on the left. So he's got bukayo Saka now, little Saka. against
but
him.
this
He's
is the
gonna have
thing,
to
though.
worry about Saka. Yeah.
That worries me more because I look at Saka as a real threat. I'm not sold on Pepe, guys. I'm not. I look at Rafinha, 70 million for Pepe. This is what I'm talking about, the recruitment. I think there's only one winner there for me. I know you guys will have a different opinion, but 17 million's, oh, wow.
No,
I
but
still can't believe it.
Don't forget. There were just last year we were comparing Adama Traore to Rashford. Some people were comparing them to. So it's in the moment. Some people will say this person is better than that person, but we'll see in the long run. We'll see in the long run.
Rafinha be playing at Real Madrid, man. You'll have to sell Pepe in a couple of seasons for 20, 30 million, man, and take that jump on it.
That's what I was about to ask you. Do you fear that if a bigger club come in this summer, do you fear that you could struggle to keep hold of it?
I do long term. I don't think he'll go this summer, Kesh. And the reason being is because for me, he's left Rennes, who were playing in the Champions League, to come to a team that are newly promoted. He knew what he was buying into. He knew he wasn't going to come and expect European football within one season. So for me, he's bought into the project a little bit. Maybe I might be wrong, and he might have thought, if I go to Premier League, I have one season, someone in the top 6 is coming for me, which possibly could happen. But I think the club hold on to him 1, maybe 2, and then see where we're at. Because the club have already come out and said, we see ourselves as a Leicester model in that sort of vein. If you look what they did with the likes of Mahrez, with Maguire, we're not daft. We understand Rafinha's got a price, and when you only paid 17 million for him. But I've seen this week, Liverpool apparently linked 30, 40 million. You're having a laugh. The club will hold on to him because in a couple of seasons, he could be going for the same price as what you paid Pepe for,
No,
So, yeah.
He's saying, ask Joe, who's the most valuable player, Rafinha or Calvin Phillips?
It's changed, man. Calvin's my boy, man. He's Leeds, isn't he? I love Calvin. Listen, Rafinha's amazing, but take Calvin out of the side, it's a totally different kettle of fish, man. He's the linchpin. We lose something massively. No, I wasn't that guy who cried. No. But yeah, Calvin's integral because whenever he comes out of the side, we never do well, man. We never do well. He didn't play against Palace and Leicester, and we got spanked 4-1 each time. That shows you, So yeah, he's vital. Calvin's still the one.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask people in the chat. Do me a favor. Put your starting 11s for Arsenal, and if you're a Leeds fan, put your starting 11 for Leeds in the chat right now.
I got a question for Joe as well. Are you enjoying you're doing so well? Your rival Sheffield United, your Yorkshire rivals is right at the bottom of the league. Would you say you're the main Yorkshire rivals for you lot or not?
Do you know what? Our main rivals are Man United. They still are and will always be that. We see the Yorkshire rivals as me, because for us, Leeds are the number 1 team in Yorkshire. They are, right? They even when we were in the lower divisions, they try to create this rivalry. Sheffield United, I have respect for Sheffield United. I don't like Sheffield Wednesday and a few other clubs, Huddersfield, etc. But there's not like a massive rivalry there. I want Sheffield United to do okay, man. They're a good club. I like, obviously, not a lot of Leeds fans agree because Wilder said a few things about Leeds when they were promoted and we stayed down. But I respect what he's done, man. He's from Sheffield. He was a ball boy there. He's brought them up. There's a little part of me thinks they still might stay up, but the longer games go, I'm like, nah, they're done. But listen, I was speaking to a gal earlier. It comes down to recruitment. They got the recruitment all wrong, man. Spending big money on McBurney, spending big money on Brewster. They've just got it all wrong. And that's where Leeds will differ. I know next season people, is it second season syndrome? Can they do what they did? We will, because the recruitment will get better. We've already seen that. They're bringing in, McBurney, Brewster. We're bringing in Rodrigo, Rafinha, Robin Koch, Llorente, all international footballers, or at that level. So there's levels to this game. I'm sorry, Sheffield United, but they're just not there.
Okay.
It's true.
just before we go any further, we're just gonna look at some stats, okay? I'm gonna ask you guys: is this something, nothing, or everything? Oh, sorry, wrong one. So, Leeds have actually outscored Arsenal in goals. They have 10 more goals than Arsenal in all comps. Is that something, nothing, or everything?
And that's nothing because we haven't played Leeds that much in the past couple of years. If it's say from 2015,
No.
2016.
In this season, they've Premier League and all comps. They've scored more goals than us. We scored 27 total in English competitions. They've scored 37. Does that mean anything to you? It means nothing.
For me, it means nothing based on if you play the way Leeds play, you expect your team to score goals. In terms of actually trying to, I know people will say you'd rather see us go all out, but I don't feel this team is good enough to do that, and I don't feel as a team coming up from the Championship, you would expect them to be playing the way they are, but that's just their philosophy. That's the CLO's philosophy, so they run with it. When you look at it from an Arsenal fan point of view, yes, I want more goals, but I wouldn't want to play like that because I don't believe the squad is capable of playing like that and actually seeing out the lead majority of the time.
Okay, so they've also conceded seven more goals than us in all comps. So they score more and they concede more. Now, when it comes to outrunning average, we actually outrun them by a little bit. For a team like Leeds, I thought you guys were all about that. Am I mistaken?
That's what we are. Where are you looking here? Let's have a look. Where's this running stat?
It says right here. Oh no, what am I saying? I'm sorry.
That's average height.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
I was going to say no one's outrunning this Leeds team, especially Arsenal.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought centimeters. I thought that was running stats. My bad.
No, man.
Okay, now people missing. Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney missing is more important than, I feel like, everyone except for Rodrigo and Llorente and Koch. Who else is really going to be a big feature in your team?
Yeah, no, like I said, we've been so unfortunate with the centre-back partnerships. So obviously, if Robin Koch and Llorente are in this side, it makes it 10 times better. Obviously, Rodrigo's a massive loss as well. But, you know, Click has actually been out of form. He had a great start to the season, so we probably could do with Rodrigo being in there. Dallas has now been moved into midfield, and we've had a little bit more control there. But yeah, look, Rodrigo's a big loss because he's got that little bit of sauce, that little bit extra, you know, that you get from players that play at the elite level. Say what you want about his goal scoring, but he was never bought to be a goal scorer at Leeds United. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't what he was brought in for. I don't think, you know, Bielsa seen him in the role that he's playing. So he's a big loss, and obviously the loss of two international centre backs. But we haven't had them for weeks, and like I say, Virgil van Strauch and Cooper are doing all right, man, and we should be all right. The rest, like I say, yeah, the bit part players for sure, Poveda, Berardi.
Yeah, Joe on that as well. Last time you were on the show in October, I said, how would you rate Robin Koch? Now it's been a couple months since that. Would you still say he's a flop or not?
No. Did I say it was a flop at the time, Sam?
I said he was a little bit dodgy because he was.
Listen, it was just, to be honest, he hasn't played much after that time, Sam, to be honest. I think, I can't remember when he got injured, but it wasn't too long after the Arsenal game, if I'm being totally honest. But Koch's good, man. He's a ball carrier, and that's what we miss. We're seeing it a little bit now from Strauch, but we do miss that ball carrier who can progress the ball into midfield and then look for passes, because sometimes when we don't have that, it is a little bit side to side, give it Calvin, see if we can pick a pass long. Whereas we prefer, like Ben White used to, a centre-back that can carry the ball into the middle of the park, draw a player to him, and then be able to move the ball on. So, yeah, I don't see him as being a flop, mate. We paid like 13 million for him. He's a German international. He'll go far in the game.
What's a bigger miss? Us missing Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey, I think, is a bigger miss than you missing all your players.
100%.
No
100%.
Offense.
No, I agree with you, bro. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say, if you were gonna say Koch or Llorente, I was gonna say all of them, because Partey's huge for you. I think the midfield, Xhaka, Ceballos, Xhaka, El Neni. As a Leeds fan, I lick my lips. And Tierney's a massive loss. He's been a bit of a stalwart for you guys, and the fact that you're gonna play a right back at left back, and we've got Rafinha, then, you know, and Ayling as well. Like, this is the thing. Ayling going forward is great. The combination between Rafinha and Ayling and Dallas at times, them little triangles that they play. You know, is Aubameyang going to sprint back and help Suarez out when we're you know, peppering that right hand side? I'm not so sure. So I look at that right hand side as somewhere where we can really exploit Arsenal. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. But listen, big thing is we've not won in London for a very, very, very long time. You know, we have a bit of a hoodoo down there.
You didn't beat QPR?
But that was back in 2017, bro.
You didn't beat who else? Brentford?
Nah, we don't win in London, man.
Wow.
We don't. I don't know what it is. We don't win. Obviously, we bought the pitch from Tottenham and we beat Crystal Palace, so we're using that as us winning on a London surface. So we're holding on to that.
The troubles. They don't like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get into the lineup, guys. I want to get into the lineup. So this is the predicted lineup from Who Scored. They usually get the lineups pretty accurate. Now, Kesh, do you think this is going to be the team that we're going to go with? And is this the team that you wanted to go with?
I hope not. I hope not. Listen,
okay, what's your team?
Pretty much, I'm indecisive whether Luiz should come back in. It's probably best to give Gabriel a run of games now. Keep Suarez at left back if Tierney ain't fit, but we have to anyway. I would like to change the likes of Smith Rowe, give him a rest. Like, he's been off form a bit, no fault of his own. He's young, so you understand there's going to be inconsistency. Give Odegaard a start. I would leave Aubameyang out and I'll keep Pepe there. Not because I don't believe in Aubameyang, it's just that he needs to fight to get his place back in his team rather than just him coming back in because of his name. The Lacazette one is the one where I'm a bit indecisive about because I understand that he's played well over the last few weeks, but recently he's just gone back to that dire form that he was in before. I do feel that when we play against certain teams, I do understand what he brings to the team, his hold-up plays, interchanging, linking up and bringing everyone else into the game. But at the same time, I don't feel the opposition defense is ever worried because he doesn't make those darting runs in behind. It's all very, what's the word?
Lethargic.
It's all very lethargic. Like, they know what to expect. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really worry the defense for me. So I feel we need to try and add a bit more unpredictability to our team. Maybe that's giving a Martinelli a bit of a run at centre forward.
Okay, and then I think if I would also agree with you. I think David Luiz doesn't walk right back into the team. Leno definitely does, though. I would put, you know what? Actually, yeah, Leno does walk back into the team. Gabriel would continue his spot. I think as long as Tierney's out, we're going to go Cedric and Bellerin. But when Tierney's back, I would want Cedric starting as right back. I would go Saka and Ceballos because I feel like Ceballos offers us more than Elneny right now. Even though, yeah, I would go Saka and Ceballos. And Smith Rowe, instead of Smith Rowe, I'd want to see Odegaard get a start. And Smith
What's
Rowe
he been like, guys?
Odegaard hasn't really played much. He's played has he played 3 games? 10 minutes of one game. He's played 10 minutes of one game, and I think 13.
It was the Man United game. He didn't come on against Wolves.
He played 13 minutes, 10 minutes.
He come on against Wolves? He didn't come on against
He played a total of 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, so it's Man United and our last game.
He came on against Wolves.
Surely, Arteta can't be starting him in this game, man. He'll be like if he's only played 10 minutes, he'll be like a rabbit in the headlights, man, with the press and stuff, surely.
Okay, so yeah. So the only reason why I say that is because you could still bring Smith Rowe on. Either way, we're going to see Odegaard's going to have to get a start eventually. If not this game, he's not going to get the start against Leicester. No offense to Leeds, just saying, right? And then
no, man, you need to be talking about it in them same circles, Igal, man. I keep telling you.
Not yet. I'm not even speaking about. I struggle to speak about Leicester in the same circles. I struggle to speak about Leicester in the same circles. But yeah, so Emil Smith Rowe out, Odegaard in. I'll take Aubameyang out. I'll put Pepe in there, and I'll leave Lacazette. What would your starting lineup be? Would it be the exact same as what's on the screen?
Mine.
Yeah, for Leeds.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Phillips is fit, which I think he will be. That'll be it, mate. No questions asked. Yeah.
Okay. Now, people have been asking for a combined 11. Is it even okay? Based on this right here, goalkeeper, Kesh, which goalkeeper are you keeping?
Leno for me.
Okay. Joe, right back, left back. Are you keeping your boys?
I'm keeping Ayling. I'm not going to lie. He's missed a progressive pass, progresses the ball. He used to be at Arsenal. I'm keeping Ayling. Look, Alioski's not great, so I'd probably take... no, but neither of them are left backs, are they, So neither's Alioski, so we'll just not play with a left back, eh?
Okay, are we gonna put Tierney in this?
Yeah, I would take Tierney 100%. Yeah, give me Tierney.
Kesh, is that fair, or should we not put injured players?
I think I'm unsure if he's fit or not. I was gonna put Phillips in my team anyway.
So Tierney's in, guys. Center back pairing. I'm thinking, call me crazy. I was gonna go Gabriel and Holding. Am I deluded?
I think I'm taking Pascal, just because the ceiling of this kid's going to be special. Maybe right now, okay, fair enough, but yeah.
Okay, so we'll go based on this season. We'll go Holding, and who's been your best center back this season?
It's a bit suspect, bro. If I'm being honest, we've had so many different partnerships and that. Cooper's been great the last few, but. I don't know. Maybe if Bielsa had one of your, if he had a Luiz, it'd be a different kettle of fish, man. But I know what you want about Luiz, but you spoke about it before, Regal. He's great on the ball. He is great on the ball. So I don't know. I'll let you have the Arsenal centre backs, man.
Okay, midfield, Kesh, Joe. You guys deal with it. I'm gonna stay out of this one.
For me, it's got to be Phillips. It's got to be sitting and protecting the back four.
Yeah. Phillips and Click, I think, would get in over Xhaka and Ceballos for me personally. I think it'd be a good midfield of Phillips, Click, and Smith Rowe. To be honest, that would be decent. I would love Smith Rowe, to be honest. I would take Phillips and Click over Ceballos and Xhaka. I think Phillips does more on his own than them two boys do in that position.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so who's gonna go in the so it's gonna be Klitsch, Phillips. No, who's your guy? So it's gonna be two of your guys and Partey. That's it.
No, Partey's not in it.
Smith Rowe.
Who's in it?
Smith Rowe.
So Smith Rowe's the only guy who gets in.
Well, Partey's not on that lineup, is he? Sorry,
yeah.
No,
but we put Tierney in. But we put Tierney in.
Tierney on the bit.
Okay, if you're doing that, but
no. I'm just being a diva. Allow it. But yeah, okay. Front three. Surely on the right hand side, it's going to be a battle. Rafinha or Saka. Make your case.
Oh, Rafinha all day, man. Saka's got a ceiling. Don't get me wrong, but I'm taking Rafinha. I've got to take Rafinha, man. The guy's a baller. He's the best thing I've seen at this football club for a very long time, man. He'll be in that Brazil squad soon enough. He's a baller, man. He's a baller. But listen, I know Saka is as well. Saka's a great footballer,
Saka's
man.
Got to take. I'll allow you to get Phillips in. I mean, but Saka's got to play at the left, ain't he?
Oh, I can't not give. I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah, you have Saka. We'll let them switch wings, and we'll just bomb out Aubameyang and just let them two switch wings, man.
I'm all right with that. That.
We'll play Aubameyang in the 9, man. We'll play Aubameyang in the 9 and get rid of Lacazette and Bamford and that. So
really over Bamford?
Yeah, I mean, listen. I know this season you could arguably say that Aubameyang's Aubameyang, innit? Let's not forget. Like people have, short memories. He's a top footballer, man. Like in terms of scoring goals, he's up there, isn't he? Bamford's Bamford, man. I love Bamford. Don't get me wrong, but you can't say anybody if you said right Aubameyang or Bamford. If it was a genuine 100% question, I don't think anyone's taking Bamford. And I mean that with the best respect, but I know Aubameyang's not scored, etc. Maybe Leeds fans, but I think the most, if you sit back, you're going to take Aubameyang, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm doing this backstage because my spelling is bad, and I'm gonna mess it up so many times. People are just gonna be laughing at me. So I'll get it up in a second. But how do you spell your center back's name? What was his name again?
No, we gave you yours, didn't we?
Oh, you gave us Gabriel.
Mm.
Okay. Now we're talking. Okay. So far I have Gabriel. Why am I struggling to find people? You know what, guys? You guys have been moving. So what do we went midfield? We went with
Click.
Phillips.
Click, Phillips, and then Emil's. Oh, it depends if you're putting Partey in, but we went Click, Phillips, and Emil Smith-Rowe.
So I'll get it eventually, guys. You guys move the topic on.
Don't worry.
We went Saka on the left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Saka on the left. Okay. Who do you think is the favorite for this game? Because people are saying Arsenal are not the favorites at this point.
Where's the game at home? Come on, like
Yeah.
despite us being, as much as I don't think it's a win, black or white for us, you've got to make Arsenal favourites. No matter how dire we've been all season, it's Arsenal versus Leeds. You know what I mean? But that's not me saying that Leeds are gonna come and we're gonna walk over them.
I agree with Kesh. Like, look, Arsenal are Arsenal at the end of the day, regardless of form. I think the main thing that worries me is this London record. I know it might sound daft and records are there to be broken, but we just never do well, man. We just do not like going down south. It's that north-south divide thing, man. It's like
it's Arsenal though, isn't it? We tend to let teams break records, so you know.
This is what someone said earlier as well, and I was like, oh, I hope that is the case then, man, because that is the case. But
you bring that up, you go, he's taking my words out of context. You don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Which words? He said chill.
That one. It's not. I'm not having an ego. It's Arsenal Football Club, so you'd expect us to be the favourites. But that's not me saying we're going to win.
Yeah, okay, I get that, man. Hang on, like it is what it is. It's like
I finally completed it. So this is what we have. Oh, yeah. So who did we put in the other center back? Did we put Gabriel?
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it.
Can't really.
That's a good midfield, you know. That's a nice midfield. That's a very nice midfield.
It's not letting me put Gabriel. It's literally struggling to find his name.
Just put Jesus in, man. It's all right.
Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Okay, we can't find a picture of Aubameyang. I don't think Aubameyang should be in.
Because he's gone missing, man. He's gone missing. Since he got that money, he's gone. He's gone, man.
Yeah. So is it Bamford or Lacazette? You have to pick one between the two of them.
I'm choosing Bamford then if it's between them two. I'm sorry.
You agree, Kesh?
Yeah, but on form, yeah, you'd have to agree.
So that's fair, guys.
I'm just. This is the thing as a Leeds United fan, seeing if we're going to do that and everyone's happy with that, I look at it and think, wow, how far my club have come in such a short space of time that my boys are getting in amongst Arsenal players. And again, that's not like Kesh said, you know, it's not an ego thing. It's Arsenal Football Club at the end of the day. This is Arsenal we're talking about. And maybe that's another reason why things need to change manager-wise, or I don't know, you guys know more than me, but Arsenal shouldn't be where they are now. You know, I think the mad thing is that the season that we're having, this would have been a perfect opportunity for Arsenal to break back in there when they should have, you know, a little bit of continuity. I'm not sure, but if you ain't going to get him now, when are they going to get him? Because, you know, it has been such a mad season. Yeah, but listen, if you were to give me a point now, I'd probably take it because it's down in London and Arsenal are a good side. But the thing is with Bielsa, you never know, man. Like, we could play...
I reckon it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, it could
you think it's going to be a 0-0 draw again?
I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
I think this is the only club that Bielsa's played twice against and not scored a goal ever. Not scored at least one goal. Obviously, we played in the FA Cup. You beat us 1-0, I think, and then we played in the league 0-0. So he's not yet to score a goal against Arsenal. So hopefully that changes and we're on the positive end of it. But
guys,
I'm
give us
always
your
gonna
score
back-
predictions. 1 second, sorry. People in the comments, spam the chat with your score predictions. Throw it in there like 3-4 times what you think, just in case I miss it. And I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you think the bookies always do? Because I did this last time, if you remember. The bookies had us beating you last time and it ended 0-0 draw. So what do you think is what they're gonna have this time?
I think they got us down for a 2-1 win.
What about yourself?
I don't know if they've got. I think they probably do have Arsenal to win the bookies, to be honest, because it's down there. Yeah, I would probably say they do have Arsenal to win on the bookies.
People, honestly, people in live chat, too frustrated. They do not understand. Like, they can't fathom what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying Arsenal is going to beat Leeds. I'm saying because of Arsenal, they're going to be seen as the favourite. It's not my choice that we're the favourites.
Okay, so this is what they said, Kesh. They said 2-1. They said Arsenal have lost back-to-back matches in a huge setback, pushing for a top 4 finish. Leeds have won 3 of their last 4 games and only 3 points back from Arsenal behind in their last meeting at the Emirates. Right, the momentum is currently with Leeds, but after really struggling to play against elite clubs in the Premier League this season, they're basically picking Arsenal to win 2-1. And you know what? If you want to see how crazy people are, there's people saying 5-1.
No. The thing is, you have to apply the context. I can see why they've put us down for a 2-1 win, because they're gonna, as Joe says, like, Leeds on the travels to London ain't win. That's something that the bookies look into. There's reasons for why they're saying it. Not that it's going to be the case, because listen, this is Arsenal. We tend to let teams come and break their oodoos, So
yeah, we're the ones who gave what's his name, McGoldrick, his first Premier League goal.
If Leeds win this, right? Because I've been mentioning it on my channel now, just having a bit of a laugh with it and saying, "Oh, we need to get that Champions League tune going and all this," just having a bit of laugh with it, right? Because the fans are like, "Don't say that, we're not safe yet." So I just feed into it a little bit, man. Yeah. But if we beat you, and then I'm looking at Wolves and Southampton, and I'm thinking, yeah, man. And then before you know it, the dream is a reality, man. Like,
what's the dream? What's the dream? Champions League or Europa League?
Champions League would be too far. Obviously, the dream is Champions League. The dream's to win the league. Don't get me wrong, but I think this season, to be honest, I think we'll just miss out on Europe. I think it'll go to the wire, and we probably will just miss out 8th or 9th, which I've said. But I don't know. Like, people expect this Leeds fall off, etc. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I was saying to go.
What do you think about that story where that girl, she got a lot of abuse for saying Leeds are going to usually fall off? If it wasn't for COVID, you guys wouldn't have been given the break, and you wouldn't have got promoted.
I think it's unprofessional. I've had my say on it. It's very unprofessional, very lazy opinion.
Yes.
Idea.
She basically said Leeds were promoted because of COVID. Right, I could understand if she said the break play would have helped them, etc. But she basically said we were promoted due to a pandemic. People have died, but we got promoted on it. And it's not only that; it's like the facts were prior to the break, Leeds were 5 unbeaten, 5 games unbeaten. We were flying. So it's a load of tosh. I mean, let's be honest. Karen Carney since has said. Chelsea will be happy with the 3 points when they won in the FA Cup. She was clipped up the other day because she didn't understand why one of the players were offside. Wasn't offside, but it was because he was behind the ball when the ball was played, and she didn't understand that. So it's actually been unearthed that maybe she's not that great at her job. The club,
I think, like, when she said that, I understood where she was coming from because of the previous season. But from my understanding, is the season you got promoted, your manager actually toned it down on the intensity compared to the season before. So I didn't understand why she was saying that, because you can't base it off the season before when he actually changed the methods.
Yeah,
What's her name again? Stripper wants to know.
Karen Carney. She works for BT, man. She works for BT, and honestly, just have a look on Twitter. Like I seen the other day, like a West Ham fan said, "We all owe Leeds fans an apology because she's actually woeful at her job." But what happened was the club tweeted out and clipped up her tweet because rightfully the club were annoyed because the players have put a lot of work into it. Bielsa, you know, they've been promoted. She's saying it because of a pandemic. Now, within hindsight, the club shouldn't have done that. What they did wasn't sexist. However, with hindsight, they knew that the comments, or should have had the foresight to realise that some people are idiots and are going to
should have removed the comments from that tweet.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe that was a way to go, or just don't do it. Just don't do it. But they didn't troll her because if it's a male, so for example, when Gabriel Bonneho talking rubbish about the club and we went and thanked Villa 3-0, we tweeted him, nothing was said. But as soon as it was a woman, it was like everyone was saying, shouldn't do that, shouldn't do that. Well, that's not equality, is it?
No.
But then I understand from the same point, the club shouldn't get involved in them matters because they're a club, they're bigger than that. And some of the comments from some of the people weren't great, like saying, you know, she should go back in the kitchen. Or I don't believe in that, but that's, you know, that's then going to happen on the back of it. Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, she knew what she was doing. She made a headline. She got her name out
Chelsea,
there.
bro. She's Chelsea, bro. We don't have a great relationship with Chelsea. So maybe I'm wrong, but there might have been a little bit of that in it as well. But I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna wrap it up here. Before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you, where do you think Leeds is gonna finish? And before I do anything else, I need you guys in the chat. Spam the chat. Tell us where you think Leeds is gonna finish in the table. And then also tell us where you think Arsenal is going to finish in the table. I'll bring up your comments. And Kesh, if you have anything to say, or Joe, you have any questions, we can all get out with one final statement. So my question to you guys is, where do you think Arsenal and Leeds will finish in the table?
Do you want me to go? I'll go.
Yeah.
We're going to just miss out on Europe, unfortunately. We're going to come 8th.
Yeah.
There's a big possibility we could finish above Arsenal.
Do you think that will happen also?
I don't know.
I don't think it will happen. I know we're going to have a lot more blips, but there's games where I do feel we will win. You know what I mean? And I think it will outweigh what Leeds actually, the amount of points that Leeds actually take.
Yo, this guy bet £1,000 that Leeds will not finish in the top 10. You know,
it's Chelsea though, man. It's Chelsea. I want to know if he's happy. You know, I wonder if all these Chelsea fans that were up in arms because the beautiful Frank had been sacked, how they feeling now, man? Now that Tuchel's come in and started getting
they don't
wins?
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
Yeah,
the biggest Chelsea supporters that supported Lampard still think it's a disgrace that the board did him dirty, but a lot of the guys don't care.
Man, at the end of the day, he had the worst record of any manager under Abramovich, and people are going, why is he being sacked? He was gash. I was buzzing anyway, as you can imagine.
We have had issues. We've had issues.
Yeah. I think that's maybe why he got a little bit more time than he did, because Arteta did start to turn it around. But I think the thing is, when you actually looked at the Arsenal results, when you had that run, I looked at the teams and I was like, actually, has he really turned a corner? Because these are the teams that Arsenal should be beating. You then come up against decent opposition and have been found wanting. And I see us as being decent opposition. So we'll see. If Arsenal beat us, and then you might go on a bit of a run, because Leeds... I know Leeds are newly promoted in that, but they're a tough nut to crack, man. They are tough. Like, there's only Chelsea that's outrun us this season.
My deluded self, I would say we have an opportunity to get 6th, and that's if we can go on a good run. And
I was thinking you were going to say top 4, bro.
No, and I think Leeds. No, that is being optimistic now. Saying we're going to finish 6th is being optimistic. At the beginning of the season, when Kesh told me we're going to finish 6th, I'm like, Kesh, man, just go up a little bit more. He's telling me, yo, chill. Now I know why. And then I think Leeds will probably go 8th. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was other way around also.
Can I ask you guys a question? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't get European football, obviously you're out of the Arsenal Cup as well, which proper shocked me to lose to Southampton. You know,
We threw it away.
does he go? Like, does he go? Like,
No, he doesn't go. The only way he would go is if we're actually like, if we're actually in a relegation battle come the end of the season. That's the only way he'd go. Even if we finish outside of the top 10, they messed up by not backing him in the summer, and they basically promised him another window to the point where they're even discussing a new contract in the situation we're in right now. So he's not going nowhere.
Is that acceptable, Kesh, though?
I don't think as a club it should be acceptable, but I feel the way we recruited, the manager we put in place, you should give him better tools to do the job. Like, I know we're saying yes, this team is better than where it should be and everything, but what we tend to forget is the players we buy don't actually. I don't feel that they're here to win. They're here to meet expectations. Like, if you buy a top class player like Partey, for instance, you know what you expect from him. I don't know what to expect from these players anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Saka, I don't know what to expect from him. I look at bellerín, I don't know what to expect from him. They're not winners in my eyes. So I feel give him a summer, bring in better players. For me, if they don't bring in better players this summer, then it shows the ambition and where we are as a club.
To me, it's simple.
And then from there, I will be able to make my future decisions whether I'm going to back Arteta or whether I'm going to back anyone in this club. Because for me, if they don't do the right things in the summer, the likes of Edu's got to go, the likes of Arteta's got to go, and the fans need to turn their attention onto the owners as well.
Okay.
Because listen, for me, I think he's a good coach. For me, he's a good coach, and I do see a lot of what he's trying to do. And I just think it just doesn't work because of the sort of players he's got in place. It's like looking at Guardiola. Yes, we're not comparing to Guardiola, but Guardiola's expectation is to win the league.
Yeah.
If you take away the quality he's got, he doesn't win the league. Arsenal's expectation is to finish with top 4. If you take away not even what, but if you put Arteta, it's hard to explain, but I'm saying if they put better quality in the team, I believe he can meet that expectation.
I think Arteta is a better manager than people make him out to be. There's just been circumstances that are out of his control, such as a 32-man squad when you can only register 25. A situation where you have a rift within the squad with Ozil, Socrates, Mustafi, and Kolasinac that are in their own world. Like, it's very messed up. Kesh, last question.
Sorry, Gal. When you say that though, right? For me, what about the Xhaka situation? What about the Pepe situation? They're getting themselves set off, and then he goes, "Get back in the side. It's cool." That's not good.
It isn't good, but then you have to look at it. Who else do you put in their position? Like, you look at Xhaka. If you take minus Partey, you look at Xhaka. He's probably our best midfielder. It shouldn't be like that. Arsenal should have an abundance of quality in midfield where you say, "Listen, you just fucked it. You're sitting out for the next 3 games." But we can't. We ain't even got the opportunity to even do that. And this is what I mean about the lack of quality and the lack of depth we've got in the squad. For a team that's Arsenal and meant to be trying to reach expectation of Champions League, it's awful.
Listen, Arteta's made mistakes. We all can see that he's made mistakes with his team selection, with his man management at times during the team. He's made mistakes with his system. You can see that he's made a lot of mistakes. But as much as he's made mistakes, you can also make the case that his hand has been forced due to injury, at times due to COVID. As much as everyone says COVID is even for everybody, for Arsenal, we've had to play over 28 men in our team this year in the Premier League alone. If you include the Europa League, I think we've used over 37 people in our match day squads. That's including academy kids. I'm not sure if a lot of the top Premier League teams, Man City, ourselves, Tottenham, anyone else has played more men than us. We've had to use the deepest level of squad depth that we have. And when we go past our first 11, Joe, a lot of these guys, the level of quality drops off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people saying Joe Willock is trash. He goes to Newcastle, he scores a goal. In Arsenal, he couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that because the weight of expectation is totally different to what it is at Newcastle. And I don't think people understand that side of the game. They think you just have to have quality and it works. No, there's expectations and some people just can't handle it. That comment right there, let's see if Arteta was to be sacked. Listen, if Arteta was a sack, Arteta was never my first choice. I was looking at the likes of Enrique. I thought, Wenger plays good football, possession-based football. I felt we should be identifying someone who's going to come in and do the same thing, but have better tactical knows about them in terms of the defensive side of the game, because that's what Wenger was missing. And I felt Enrique would have been perfect for that. But when they interviewed the likes of Enrique and Allegri, they didn't match those guys' expectations in terms of budgeting, in terms of bringing in the staff that they want. So it does not work. Like, it's people think because you're Arsenal, you just gonna go and take a manager like that. Managers got their own reputation to protect. Why should they come to Arsenal and just suffer and work with minimal transfer fee? Why should they do that? They've worked so hard to build their pedigree in the game. Should they come to Arsenal and ruin that? No.
No, I get that.
Yeah, that's the harsh reality, man. But yo, Joe, man, honestly, appreciate you coming on, man. Everyone, go check out Leeds. Go check out his channel, the best Leeds channel on YouTube, All Leeds TV. Joe, you got something to say?
Yeah, let me just say, listen, guys, we're 20 subscribers off 21k, right? 20. And there's more than 20 people watching this, yeah? And probably 20 of you at least aren't subscribed to the channel. So do me a solid and make the dream happen tonight. Let me get to 21k after this video, man. So just hop on over and get me to 21k, people, man.
Yeah, the link is in the title. You don't have to leave the video. Just click on the link on the title and boom, you're there. Now, Joe, I was gonna take some callers. from the comment section. If you want, you can jump out whenever you're ready. I'm just gonna ask some of these guys to jump on if they're free. WSL Kesh, you gonna be around?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Go ahead.
Enough said.
Peace
Joe,
out, guys.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
The weekend.
I'll see you tomorrow on your channel, guys. Go check me out tomorrow. I'm gonna be on his channel. What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. There you go, guys. You already got one subscriber right there. You got 2.
Yeah, no,
come on, guys. Let's get him to 20.
Yeah, man. Get it. Make it happen. See you in a bit, guys. Bye.
See you in a bit.
Yo, Kesh, that was great. Now, we got some people in the chat. Anyone who wants to come on, the link is right there. I'm going to spam the link right now. I can see Sahal. I can see Kirsten. I can see some of the haters, the United guys. I can see some of the Chelsea guys in the chat talking shit. You guys want to jump on, jump on. Kesh, first question, I got to throw it to you.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about the Europa League tie being moved? Do you care?
Nah, I don't care. I genuinely do not care. Like,
Hello,
Sahal.
Right,
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. I'm very fine, lads. It's a very good day, isn't it? Honestly,
Why are you so cheery?
It's such a good day today, man.
Why is that? Why is that?
Cash, you know who's gonna start tomorrow? Oh my God, Willian's gonna start tomorrow. My prediction: Willian's gonna start.
Mate, if he starts, then boy,
He's gonna start just to. Arteta's gonna be watching this right now. He said, just for Cash, yeah, I'm starting Willian. I'm gonna
have to go find Willian, kidnap him for a day or so, just to stop him from playing, isn't it?
Yeah, people keep talking about.
Game. You know the worst thing is, watch. I know Arteta so well. You know what he's gonna do on the bench. It's gonna be Martinelli and Aubameyang. He's just gonna. He's just gonna.
We got Joel in the house. Is this the same Joel that I know? Hello, Joel. Man's moving mad. Okay, will you guys continue?
I said basically, Arteta is gonna start Willian. He's gonna put Aubameyang and Martinelli on the bench. I'm calling it right now.
I would love to see that.
Fans need to be wary of the Martinelli thing. I feel like just because Martinelli don't start, they feel there's an agenda. But from what I remember,
he's injured. Like he came back from injury.
Let Kesh finish.
From when he came back, Arteta mentioned that he's not quite there because they're managing his knee. like he still feels a bit of pain or something like that. So that's why when you saw him play against Chelsea, he didn't play the full game. When you see him playing other games, he doesn't start, little things like that. And we just need to slow our horses and actually try and ease him back into the team.
Yeah, I completely agree. But one thing I found not funny about it, but I find weird is that when he switched Pepe on the left, and I was thinking at the time when he first did it, I was quite surprised because he usually puts Willian on the left, like when we're not doing well. So I was surprised. But honestly, since I've seen Pepe on the left, I think for now on, he has to start. He cannot play on the right hand side.
Yeah, but
for some reason.
God, was I not the first person that said that?
Yeah, you did say play Pepe on the left.
Listen, because
Ahead of the curve.
Listen, if you watch his game on the right hand side,
what is Jem here for? Jem, what are you here for, bro? You here to make fun of us?
After that stinker of a Chelsea performance just now, bro.
Nah, allow Jem. Jem's
leave them alone,
not fully sold on the Chelsea thing yet. Allow Jem.
Yo, they just won against
you
the
can't
mighty,
get me with Chelsea. Trust me, it's not working.
They won
at the
against Barcelona, man. What are you on about? They just won against Barcelona.
Barcelona.
They won 1-0 against the free at the back Barnsley. Free at the back, and it was 1-0. It was pathetic. It was pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I know, it is pathetic. Are you even in it?
No,
I didn't think it was. Sorry.
We loaned it out, innit? We loaned it out.
No, you're loaning it out, bro. Loaning it out.
Giving people the chance to win it, innit? We win it too much, giving everyone else a chance.
Why I'm here is to actually just quickly gas you up, because I've had so many people, especially on my show earlier, saying Leeds are going to batter Arsenal 3-1, 4-1. They ain't going to get any goals. I was the only one, me, the one that your nemesis, Jem, the one that you don't think likes you Arsenal fan, that said, I think Arsenal are going to beat Leeds 3-1. Why? Because Leeds only know how to play one way, and that one way means that they go up against your attack against their attack, and you've got a better attack than they have, and that's why you'll be. True. And there'll be gaps for you to score goals.
Fair. I see the reasoning.
You know, my thing is on tomorrow's game. I'm just worried about when we do attack, but I'm scared that we're not gonna score because.
We're doing tomorrow's game and go. We're not playing tomorrow.
We're not playing tomorrow. We're playing
Sunday. You know what it means, bro. It's Friday today.
Tomorrow. My mind is telling me we're playing tomorrow.
Bro, we're playing tomorrow's Friday.
The Saturday.
No, it's Friday. Oh, it's not even Friday yet.
No, it's Thursday, bro. This is how you can tell guys have no jobs.
No,
Sunday, I thought it was Sunday.
Past midnight already, so I thought it was Friday, innit? But it's still 11:22.
Oh, okay. Yo, Jem, people are trying to get you out of here.
It said sack, Jem.
How can they get me sacked when I've actually just said I think these are going to win? What's wrong with these, man? Like,
I don't know, bro. You know the worst thing is? We're very defensive. I do this myself. As a fan base, we get over defensive. You'll find somebody will compliment us, and there'll be an article about all the good things about a player, say one negative comment, and that one negative comment will stick with the fan base, and they'll go make fun of that guy.
It's why we have the worst fan base in the Premier League, man.
90% of the time I take the piss out of you, so that's probably they probably don't believe it.
It's kind of why we have the worst fan base in the Premier League. Everybody's split down the middle, and nobody can take a compliment.
I'm going to shoot
when it started, though. You know when it started.
I'll let you go. Yeah, I think you crack
on.
Yo,
Jem, have a good one, man.
Make sure you subscribe to GNA TV, guys. Make sure you subscribe.
Big up to GNA TV. Yo, send me your link. But let's talk about this for a second. Is this where the fan base got split, or did it start with the whole Arsene Wenger thing?
No, it's also Wenger.
It was Wenger out, Wenger in.
Yo, Sammy, don't get started, bro. Do not give us.
Can I show you guys something? Can I show you guys something? Let me show you guys something. 1 second. Everyone just be quiet for a second. Bro. Let me show you something, right? We went from this, right? And it got better. We went to here. And then the drop off.
Thank God I wasn't born then.
Look at this.
This team wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad, actually.
This team wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad.
Okay, you want to go back to this team again? This team was not that bad, but this was the beginning of the decline.
Oh, glad to go back to that team.
Come on, it wasn't that bad. That team
listen, bro.
They were young, though. To be fair, they were young.
Put me back on camera now. Put me back on camera.
Full screen this.
I say it all the time, yeah. I'd rather Denilson than Saka in my team.
Man like Denilson.
Honestly, fam, I remember running around the Emirates. Who was you playing? Was it Old City or West Brom? Bruv, I missed the Nelson scored a fucking long range screamer because I got to the game late. Bruv, I didn't like the guy, but honestly, he was a lot more braver going forward than Xhaka. He had a fight about him. Xhaka ain't got nothing.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
He loves a good fight. He loves a good fight, though, doesn't he?
Kesh, I had a point. I had a point. The thing is not about this team specifically. This team was still in the Champions League. This team was still decent. Like, we have a lot of really good players in this team. You got
no. I'll take Justin Hoyt. Do you remember him, Kesh? Justin Hoyt.
No. Don't mention Justin Hoyt.
Then he went from that team to this team, Kesh.
Man like Jovino.
Yeah,
Man like Mertesacker, man. Man like Mertesacker. Look how tall he is. What a beast.
That team was so average.
Yeah.
So average.
So they could still get Champions League though. That's the difference.
Look at Arteta, bro. Look at Arteta.
They could still get Champions League.
Arteta's right there too.
Yeah, look at him.
No, Arteta was a dead footballer. Don't even start. He was
I
dead.
love Marlon though.
Everton legend.
I don't
Yeah.
care
Santiago's
what you guys say. Yeah, we wasted Santi's career, man. Santi was a baller, man.
No, but we gave him a better team. This was a better team. This was a better team than the team that I just showed you before.
Is that Chambers there?
Yeah.
Chambers been there.
This team is actually better than the team that we just showed you a second ago. So which team is better? This team is actually an upgrade. You got Ozil, you got Theo, you got Jack Wilshere.
Oh yes, Giroud could score like once in a blue moon.
I prefer the team with Adebayor than this team.
You prefer, of course.
Pre-injury Bellerin was not bad. So
no, he wasn't. He was one of the better right backs in the league.
Stay with me.
So
you see dramatically the teams start get worse, but this team is actually better than the team. But then what happened? We took that team, we did not improve it, and it ended up turning into this in a couple of years.
Man, like Welbeck.
I still can't believe Koscielny was allowed to play for Arsenal.
Who's your captain?
It was a joke. It was a joke, man. It was a joke.
That was our worst team, I think. Honestly,
no stars right now. Come on, mate. Come on.
Pick up Nketiah, bro.
That team under Emery is just as. I feel they're just as bad as each other. They're both horrible.
The quality in players have dropped, and people wonder why we're not in Champions League. But they say this team should have. Fucking hell, man.
So, guys,
but this team shouldn't be 11th. That's the difference. Top 10, top 8, maybe. But
let me ask you guys some questions. If instead of hiring Emery, if we were to have gotten Ralf Rangnick, would we be in a better situation right now?
Yeah.
No.
I don't necessarily think we'll be in a better situation position-wise or in the league, Champions League. But I think what you'd have is you'd have a better recruitment that would have taken place.
We'd have won that Europa League. We'd have beaten Chelsea.
Okay. How many of these guys are going to make it at Arsenal in the long run?
Is that John Jules?
Definitely.
Is that John Jules?
Yeah.
Why is John Jules here, bro?
3 out of 5?
I don't think John Jules.
3 out of 5 in it.
2 out of 5, definitely.
Okay.
Man, John Jules, like you can't really put John Jules in there yet because he's barely even played for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like I think where's he at? Is he not? No, he's not Gillingham. Yeah, like I know he was at Lincoln last season. He was doing well there.
Okay. What about this drop off? We went from Bergkamp, Henry, Vieira to Ozil as our best player.
No, Sanchez was better than Ozil, man. Sanchez was 20 times better than Ozil.
Let's be honest. You know what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
Okay. What about captain? What about captain?
Shit for years, bro.
What about our captain?
Hey, we've got Harry Maguire. You guys can't complain.
Bro,
we had Koscielny. My man took his shirt off when he signed for Bordeaux.
Koscielny said he didn't want to tackle Pogba because he was worried about the World Cup.
Ridiculous.
He refused to travel pre-season because he didn't want to play for us anymore. The captain. Good see Maguire doing that.
Our last good captain was probably.
I gotta pick
You better not say Arteta.
No. I'm saying no.
Last good captain was right here.
Since Fabregas left, it has to be either Mertesacker or Marlon. Honestly, in terms of leadership and actually trying to set.
Who was the captain in this game? For Marlon.
Marlon.
Yeah.
He's got the thing. He's holding the thing.
Okay, I've got a question here.
What
Okay.
about this? What about this? What about this? This is one thing I always bring up. Everyone bashes me for saying this to try to protect Arteta, but this is an actual valid case in why Arteta set up for failure. Look at all the people who've left in and around the time and all the mismanagement.
No structure. Constant change, constant change of ideas, constant change of the blueprint that you're trying to follow. How do we expect it to work?
Raul, sorry, I'm just going to say this. Raul Sanelli is one of the worst things that's ever happened to the club because he leached us of money. He was buying the wrong players. He made Sven Mislintat leave because he refused to do what he was asking to do.
All right.
He made Ivan Gazidis leave because he wanted Emery in. Like he was the worst thing that happened to this club.
Think about Emery. What would we be if we got this man right here? What would we be right?
Who, Allegri or Usmanov?
Allegri.
Oh.
Usmanov would be top 4.
Forget about Allegri. This is a bigger deal.
Usmanov would be top 4 right now.
This is a bigger issue. If we could have got him and got Kroenke out, we would be Chelsea.
We'd have won the league, and I'm sure
we'd have beat Leicester to the league in 2015.
We'd have been to another Champions League final by now.
Forget about Allegri. At the end of the day, this was the biggest turning point. And you know what? All right, guys, do we blame David Dean?
Yeah. Can I ask a question before we go into this?
I'll blame David Dean.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
With Usmanov, he owns Everton now, innit?
Yeah. Well, Partey owns it, I think. Yeah, Partey.
Yeah, because Everton, their recruitment they're doing well right now. So to think, and Arsenal had a better team at the time Usmanov wanted to take over. So
well, look at their recruitment, man. Like the Toure and Godfrey, they're walking into Arsenal right now.
I blame David Dean. The reason why I blame David Dean is because I remember before Aubameyang brought Chelsea, he was told that Arsenal's not for sale. Cool, gone past that now. Then he's gone to this American, brought him into the thing. They've then also brought in Usmanov. So there was always going to be a inner fight in the boardroom. Either way you check it, because you got two rich people who wants full ownership. So what was the plan there? You basically just left us in turmoil. Like, I don't know, honestly.
What about this? Arteta is his own success in the FA Cup is now more to blame. Don't worry about putting banners. What do you call it? There's too much. It's too much moving parts. Now this success, this small success last season, as minuscule as it was, people would say, this set high expectations for this season.
Yeah.
Because we won the FA Cup, more people thought we were better than what we were. People thought
our fans are deluded.
People thought you could go from Arsene Wenger to Emery to Arteta so quick like that, and everything would be perfect.
Can I just go back to my thing with not even the owners of Wenger? We can keep going on and on here on who's to blame on the situation. Yeah, the owners are the ultimate, because if they put people in charge that run the club, that they know, for example, like this, the problem. American sports is so different.
So sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. So I just want to interrupt here. I want to ask a guy about the Denver Nuggets. Are they well run in the NBA?
No, the NBA is completely different because there's such thing as a salary cap and a hard cap. So when it comes down to it, you can never actually spend your own money. You're only spending the club's money. You never actually, it's a sustainable business. The whole North American franchise model is sustainable business. And you also get rewarded for being a bad team.
I think Arsenal fans need to get over this thing of being self-sustainable. Like, it doesn't work, bro. Like,
Cash. No, I'm not saying it could. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I'm saying if we had, for example, if we had not good owners. I mean, if we had good, director football, it could work. It couldn't work because
it couldn't work.
No, but you've got Dani.
Listen, the reason why it couldn't work is because you've seen from what the likes of Liverpool, because they're so sustainable, they moved so timid this last summer in terms of spending. In order to keep up with the likes of City, people's not realizing this. Like, we call City a small club, but I'm telling you, this club over the next few years are going to bridge some serious gap between the teams that's always won in this league. Because what you have with City is they've got a abundance of money, and every season they are going to continue improving, improving. They're never going to meet that drop off like the way Liverpool hit a drop off because of financial strains. Arsenal, yes, we could go on and win something, but I don't want to win a league and then following season I'm falling off and finishing 6th or something like that. If I win a league, I want to make sure I'm in the top 4, being second next season if I'm not going to win it.
Bro, Kesh, if I told you today we're going to win the league next season, we're going to drop off a cliff, you're not going to take that. Come on.
No. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Take it, bro. You man haven't won the league in 17
There's
years.
nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
No, you have to look at the context of the situation.
There's nothing I can do to change that. But what I'm saying is I wouldn't want that because that's crushing. How can I win the league to then, all right, cool. We won the league in 2004, whatever. Yeah.
I hear where you're coming from.
Look at the Liverpool fans, man. They're in dread.
He wants to jump off a cliff, bro. In the league. That's terrible, bro. Terrible.
Cash. But the thing is,
what about fluke in a Champions League? Would you be okay with fluke in a Champions League?
Yeah, I'd do it just to shut up Chelsea fans, man.
A lot of teams fluke the Champions League. A lot of teams do that. It's tournament football, so it's not. You can't really compare it to league football.
Against
Look at Tottenham, how they
Someone
got
said, "Cash, you're greedy."
They fluked that.
Against
explain it again, because I feel like people don't understand what you're saying. Even I didn't get it. It's not. You want sustainability.
I want sustainability. I want to be a team who's going to win the league, and I'm not going to drop to 5th. And because of the way our owners are, and I know the way football is run, I can see Arsenal winning the league on the whatever good manager you lot are talking about. And then next thing you know, the following season we're 6th. And then we have to bridge the gap. And it will, because it's self-sustainable, you dropping 6th could mean you don't even get back into the 5th and top 4 for another 2 seasons, depending on what other teams are doing.
Okay, but that still doesn't solve my question, guys. How the hell did we get to this point? Is it all Arteta?
I'll go with that one again.
Go WS. Yeah.
So I watched your video yesterday, the whole thing. You were going through all the different people that could be to blame. If you take a look at it, who's at the top of that pyramid of people? You've got Arteta as the manager, Edu as the director. Exactly. Who's the one that hires Edu? And then, who's the one that hires all these different people? Exactly. It's the Cronkies. Obviously, a lot of people say it isn't actually Stan. It's more Josh. Stan just gives him the money to do it. And I kind of believe that because Stan doesn't really care. It's Josh who's the one that comes out and tells us to be excited. So you've got to look at those you've got to look at those two and say, Vinay's not the right guy for the job. Edu isn't. Arteta, a lot of people dislike him. I can't believe we got Raul and what that guy did to us and how we don't talk about it enough.
He's a don.
You've got to blame the people that hire them. Do you know what I mean? People. If you sign a player that's awful, such as Pepe until recently, we all got on at the recruitment and the manager who signed him. So it's the same thing as who signed the recruitment staff, the owners. So you've got
I have something to show you. What about this situation? We sack Kagawa, which a lot of people didn't like anyways, who brought us the likes of Kajua, whatever his name is.
I'd say Kagawa played for Man United, bro.
My bad. And we entrusted Edu and Jarabkin with the keys to the club.
No, shall I tell you something, Gal? Okay, Kajua brought in some of the worst players to ever play for Arsenal. Squillaci, Denilson, Wellington Silva. All these they came out with a Kajua. Yeah. Some of the most mediocre.
The thing is, in all football, you're going to get good players, you're going to get bad players, no matter what the recruitment is.
For him, it was more bad than good.
It happens, isn't it? But you can tell that it's the owner's fault because, first of all, from when I've read that Gazidis will want to leave because he felt betrayed, how do you go from trusting your right-hand man in Gazidis? Then Sinelli comes in, and when all three, Mislintat, Gazidis, and Sinelli, presented a manager each, you decided to just fuck off with the guy that's been your trusted compadre and trust Sinelli, who's coming from.
That's the question, isn't it? What was it?
That for me shows that you're not taking care in the decision and the choices that you're making.
It's very sporadic.
Sinelli coming into this club is not going to know what Arsenal needs. He was at Barcelona. He doesn't know the way the club's being run.
That's why they agreed with him, Kesh, because the Cronkies will look at it in one or two ways. They either look at it and say, "Oh, he's from Barcelona; they're a good team. We'll agree with him," or they look at it and say that, "Oh, Gazidis has got loads of stuff wrong in the past. Screw that guy. We'll go with the new guy." That's all it is. For that, they don't know much about football. Like they probably, if you go to Stan Kroenke next week and it's like name our starting 11, he probably can't even name 2 players. Like he doesn't care. He cares about his money. That's it. So like so when it comes to these sporadic decisions that they make, there is reasoning behind it. It's because they don't care. They don't know anything about football. Like they know about football, the American version, not our version.
The thing is,
wait, hold on. Can I comment on that thing?
They're not even good at that.
Exactly. The LA Rams are trash.
The thing is with owners, with these owners who don't know anything about football, they need to employ the right people who do know things about football. It's like the same thing at my club with the Glazers. If they employed someone unlike Ed Woodward who actually knew about football, it would be a lot better. But the people that they employ know nothing about football as well. They're business people, so they can't do much with what they get.
But then again, how do they employ these right people when they don't know about football? It's a crossroad. They don't know about football.
They were going to hire O'Leary, and then they decided not to.
That was stupid. They should have. O'Leary, the fact that they've just now decided they're not going to get Overmars annoys me even more. Because look at what he's done with Ajax. Like Ajax are now they're a big club. They did a lot in the Champions League last season.
I need Van der Sar.
Can I just say something? Yeah, like people say,
stupid.
I see that comment about Kesh is greedy. I'm not greedy. Leicester won the league and dropped off. It's Leicester. What you expect? They won the league in a season that you're probably never going to see again in our lifetime. Where all the other big teams drop off. It's a one of a kind season. Now you're seeing, yes, they're doing well, and they will always do that, but they will never bridge the gap to go and win the league again. They won't.
Well, okay, one thing I can respond to that comment. Thing is,
they could win it next year. They could.
No, but it took too much of a gamble.
They won't.
The Rams took too much of a gamble.
They sacrificed their future.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They're all about the now. They don't care about the future.
Yeah, but what makes you think they're ever gonna? Real Madrid did something crazy. In one window, they got Ronaldo, they got Kaká, they got friggin' Benzema, they got friggin' Alonso. You seen that? Would you ever see Arsenal going crazy and just dropping 400 million on one window and just saying we're not spending for the next 3 seasons?
That's something.
I don't even see us spending that over 5.
Even if we did that, even if we did spend 300 million in one window, do you see them doing that ever?
Listen, in order for Arsenal to step back in the right direction, they've got to buy immediate talent. It's as simple as that. That's the way the football's going right now. Every team at the top. Listen, we keep comparing ourselves or looking at little things that's happened, like Liverpool selling.
My guy Glenn.
Big up Glenn, man. Big up Glenn.
That can't happen every season. That's not going to happen for everyone. You look at Barcelona now. I'm sure Barca regret spending that sort of money on Coutinho. It was lucky to even get that sort of money for Coutinho at that time. Very lucky.
They still haven't even got all the money for Coutinho yet.
The owners need to step up and identify that to bridge the gap or catch up to the likes of City and all that. You're going to have to put a bit of money in. They're going to give Arsenal that $10 million here. They don't give Arsenal the $10 million.
Money is
this is not Football Manager, guys. In Football Manager,
that's
bukayo, saka.
It's not, man. We have to be guys. I understand the money thing, but we need to be realistic here. These owners, they're not going to spend big money. They're not going to do it. We need to face reality, and that's what I'm saying. We need to be smart. We need to buy smart. If we had a well-run team, ain't no one's gonna complain. I'm telling you, if we had a good sporting director,
you're gonna complain, bro. Unless you're winning the title, you're always gonna complain, bro. Unless you're winning the title, you're always gonna
be like, at least we got something. Always, at least the sporting director can do something each season. Because right now, we're nowhere, and they're not gonna invest. We're stuck in a rock and a hard place. We got nowhere to go.
And I understand that, but I'm guaranteed that's because we're not doing well right now. But then as soon as you start getting these gems in and you're doing well, and then you realize that you're only chasing top 4 and you're not actually getting to that higher gap where you're challenging for the title or winning the title, then you're going to start moaning again. That's the way it works because you're never going to be satisfied. It's like when rich people or whatever, are chasing money. They're never satisfied. They always want more. Where do you stop? At
Look,
the end of the day, you want to win
Guys,
titles.
Look, this the
Guys,
yeah. Go ahead.
one second, WS. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and we're just gonna go through the slides. You guys, yes or no, people in the chat, and you guys on the panel. So first thing, is the owner a problem? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he the biggest problem?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's not.
But
It's
we
not him.
can't-
It's there. It's him and his son. Josh needs to go as well. He's not
Okay,
exempt.
people in the chat.
It's time
Also,
to go.
tell us what you think. Next.
Well, Igal, I'm just gonna say something. We can't get rid of them though. The owners, we can't get. They own
No,
the
we
club
can't.
literally. We
You
can't.
can't
Okay,
get
I
rid
hear
of
that.
them,
I hear that. I
You
hear
can't.
that.
You might be able to
I
get
hear
rid of
that.
them.
I hear
or
that.
you can
I
put
hear that,
pressure
guys.
on
Let's
them.
move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. The next question, guys. People in the chat also get involved. Arteta. Arteta's here. He's been
Yes.
here for a calendar year and a little bit more. Is he a root problem that can be? Is this a short-term solution? Getting rid of him.
He's a minor problem.
He's like
yeah.
a small problem.
If I'm looking at it from an Arsenal fan's
He's a-
perspective, he's a small problem. He's
It's a
not.
small
He's not.
problem, bro. Like, if you look at it in the percentage wise, it's probably what 35% around that mark. The rest is all the owners, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a small problem. He's not the root.
No, he's
cause.
not. He's not. No.
Okay. Next. Would you say recruitment is a problem?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, 100%.
It's not. It's not. That classes as the owners. The owners recruit the recruiters. So anything from this point on really is down to the owners.
down to
So
them.
yes, it's an issue, but it is down to the owners.
It's
Okay.
true.
What about past leadership?
Yes. That's
Yep.
Is
Him-
that
him it is.
on the owners or do they have
Owners.
to take some responsibility?
Owners.
David Dean, isn't it?
Mm.
That
Yeah,
guy's
so
ruined the club.
you're literally gonna go all the way back to David Dean.
Yeah, man.
That's where it started, though. That's where the virus
Give it to
started.
look. If he just sold to Abramovich, we would be Chelsea right now. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Okay. What about mismanagement of funds? Is there even a point? It also goes down to owners.
What funds?
When you're popping 72 million on Pepe when he was worth about 50, it's like, come on, man.
Don't we have like the
Go back-
6th worst deficit
go back to what I
in
said.
world football as well?
God, go back to what I said. They trusted a man who came from Barcelona. Trusted him because he said he's going to work with his trusted black book. And that man has come in and spent the 72 mil. So, of course, it then leads back to the owners. Listen, all roads leads back to the owners. It's as
Okay.
simple as that.
Next, selling these players.
Some of it you can't stop though. Like Fabregas, he wanted it. Wasn't that Barcelona were better. He wanted to play for Barcelona. Like that was his boyhood club. So certain players you can't excuse selling them. Like they just want to play for certain clubs.
Samir Nasri.
I think that's
Pierre-
owners. I think that's owners because they looked at it and thought, okay, we've got the stadium. But if they decided that they wanted to win, that stadium would have got paid off anyway. They chose the easy way out.
Selling your best players is a problem, but is that all on the owners or is that another thing? Okay.
Van
Yeah,
Persie
it's
was the
always been
biggest
a
one.
long time.
Let's be honest.
Arsenal, they always
People blame some ridiculous things, but what do you say to the people who blame the fans?
I wouldn't blame Arsenal fans for where they are right now. If you were to go at their expectations for what they've, I'm waffling, bro. Now go someone else.
I think you can blame. I think you can blame the fans a bit, but then at the same time, we all know what we want. Listen, as fans, you all want to win. No matter if fans are Arteta or not, we all want to win. If the owners decided to come out tomorrow and said, "Listen, we've had a change of heart. We're getting rid of Arteta. We're bringing in MBK. We're bringing in Nagelsmann," no fan's gonna blink an eye. They said we're gonna spend some money, we're gonna splash it, and we're gonna make sure we bring in some quality players. No fan's gonna care. So it's just the fans. The fans can't force the owners to change their mind of the way they're gonna do. Yes, we can apply pressure. That's all we can do. But ultimately, that doesn't mean that they're gonna change their mind because in life you've got people that are just stubborn, and these owners might just be stubborn and might not actually give two shits.
Final. The player is simply just not good enough.
They're not good enough.
They're
Listen,
not good.
if you look at the players that we've signed, do you look at them and think they should be coming to Arsenal? Yes, they're coming in. They're winners. Their price tag, yes, we spend the fee, but does the fee match the profile? The fees that we're paying for these players do not match the profile. They're not winners. Don't tell me Xhaka is better than what's at Villa. If Xhaka was at Arsenal, he'd probably be going to a Villa right now. The same way you see a Morgan Swanson or whatever he is left Marseille for Villa.
Samson, yeah.
This Xhaka.
That Xhaka there. But
Xhaka,
because he wears...
What about the Xhaka that threw his shirt off?
Hold on. Because
Xhaka is a Brighton level player.
Because he wears the red and white jersey, his expectation, for some reason, our expectation of him is that he's a superstar. He's a top quality player that should be playing for Arsenal. No, most of these players should not be playing for Arsenal. They're not in the caliber of a Bruno. They're not in the caliber of a what's it called? KDB. So how do we expect to push on? Yes, we're looking at the season. We're saying, oh, look at the way the season's going. Like, we stand a chance here. No, we don't stand a chance because the Aston Villas and that, like, they're not going to finish top 4. They're not going to finish top 4.
Can I just quickly say one thing as well?
Yeah.
There's someone in the comments seeming to think that what we've said is every single player isn't good enough. That's not what we mean. We mean as a whole squad, it isn't good enough to win a league or even get top 4.
People just don't know how to fathom. And
for me, there's only 6 or 7 players in the whole squad right now that are good enough to play for Arsenal. If we want to go any further,
for me,
when I look at
Arsenal,
6 or 7.
When I look at Arsenal, I don't think it's more their players are crap. I think it's the teams above them have very good quality.
Yeah,
very good quality players, and Arsenal have, in a way, not caught up and weren't with the all the spending and all the splashing the cash, like how United have done. Whether we've done it in the right place,
it's not even that. It's not even that. We've spent a lot of money. We spend it in the wrong areas.
Like Stormzy, you're like.
We spend it in the wrong areas. We could have got Kante. We could have got Kante, and we chose Granit Xhaka. And by the way, he was really good at Gladbach, but Bundesliga is different.
They're comparing to Xabi Alonso and that.
The reason why we didn't sign Kante though is because the extra added fee that was going to go towards agent fees. So therefore, we was being cheapskates. The overall deal of Xhaka was going to be cheaper than a Kante. It always comes down to spending. Yes, we spent loads, but do we actually spend loads when you're actually looking at we don't want to pay the agents? Listen, top class players, their agents get paid. It's as simple as that. That's why they're their agents. That's why they're top players. They recruit.
Have you seen how much?
If you're on about that wow thing though, that was a bit
1 second,
nuts.
guys. So we've answered the question, basically, right? We've answered the question, and it all comes down to one thing, and it's the first thing that we brought up on the table. It's the owners. So this whole reason, the reason why we're in the position we're in today, is not because of Arteta, not because of past leadership, not because of everything else. It's because the owner's mismanagement of the club from start to finish.
The idea was never to come to Arsenal and spend, and that's why Kroenke and Osmanov didn't get along, because Osmanov actually wanted to do, I can't remember what he calls it. He wanted to take out credit and put it against the club name while buying players, but actually managing it with his own funds. It's weird. I've read about it quite a while ago. So Kroenke wanted it to be self-sustained while he just benefited from the money that we're getting in, which was Champions League. And the thing that you find now is that we're out of the Champions League, and I know a lot of people say he won't sell, but from a young age, I've always had this idea that he will sell by the time it gets to 2030. And I still believe that, because what you're going to have is, if Arsenal continues at this rate where they're not finishing Champions League, something's got to give. You're then going to start realizing that the same amount of money is getting dire and dire and dire. And then you're going to realize, remember, when it comes to sponsorship deals, obviously we've only recently been Adidas and everything, but when it comes to the next 4 years or something like that, and you then have to renew.
Keep Jorginho away from my club, bro.
No, we'll offer 60 million £1. No one knows.
You're then gonna find yourself not getting the same amount of money as what we used to get, and you're gonna have the likes of Leicester who's gonna take over when it comes to financial deals and that. So sooner or later they will feel it. They will.
But Kesh as well, if the Rams keep losing money, which they are, especially after that new stadium, if they don't start winning the Super Bowl, they're just gonna be losing too much money. They're gonna have to get rid of either one.
If they're gonna get rid of a flag, if they're gonna get rid of a flagship, if they're gonna get rid of a flagship franchise, it's not gonna be Arsenal. They're gonna get rid of their MLS team because it doesn't bring them any money.
What, Colorado?
they're gonna get rid of other things that they have in their profile before they get rid of Arsenal.
But what I mean is, if Arsenal are losing so much money, and if the Rams are losing so much money, getting rid of the Rapids and I think they're an NBA team, I don't even know what it is, then they ain't making enough money to sell off to then keep Arsenal. They'll have to sell Arsenal or the Rams, and they ain't gonna sell the Rams.
I work in accounting, right? If you actually look at the actual way the balance sheet is written, the money they're losing is potential earnings, which is not actually liquid yet. It's not part of their cash flow yet. So everything that they're losing is potential earnings based on the potential growth. They have safety nets for these type of situations in which these kind of things take place, where either something like COVID happens, or even when they don't perform as well of a business to the business standards.
You got kind of respond.
But Dangote is coming to buy the club this year, though.
No, it's not.
I'm shook of him, though. I'm shook of him, man. He's got the bread. He's got the bread here, but man, see these Nigerians.
419.
419. Guys, you guys do realize this guy will never get the Premier League. He'll never own a Premier League club.
They'll never let him.
They're already trying to get rid of Roman Abramovich. They feel like they made a mistake about him. They feel like they made a mistake about the Man City ownership, but they don't want to say it publicly.
Yeah,
because they know those guys will bury them.
That's like a whole country, though, bro. Like they can't say nothing.
Yeah, it's owned by a country. That's what it is. It's the UAE.
They can't say anything.
That's harsh what they're doing, though, because if you think about it, how much jobs Abramovich has created, like, and you're trying to force him out of the country. For me, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, honestly.
Yo, guys, we've been going for 2 hours. I feel like we did 2 different pods in the same stream.
I like it, bro. I like it.
Right, because the moment the Leeds guy Joe left, it became Arsenal. But yeah, guys, the lineup that we showed you earlier, would you guys take the same lineup?
The combined 11.
The combined or just the Arsenal?
Let's do a little bit of both. So the combined 11 was pretty straightforward. I felt like there's no debates there.
Yeah, not a single debate.
I could argue Holden.
Holden's there
because as in not being there. Because Leeds have been horrible. They've been horrible defensively, but it's usually like one centre back has let them down. I think Cooper's been quite solid, but it's kind of like a toss up. You could go either way.
I think it's a team that concedes 27 goals to a team that concedes 15. It's a little bit different.
Who's conceded 15 goals this season?
Arsenal.
Us.
What, in the league?
Yeah.
Fair enough. 15.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what I say. People don't appreciate. People don't realize this. Yes, he's got is good, is bad, and is indifferent.
14 actually.
While being the manager also, but we don't actually look at that and think, 15 goals. That's.
Are you sure?
It says.
I don't know if it's 15, but I know we're like third or.
It's second or third, I think now.
Yeah. So
no, it's not 15. I think it's 20 or something like that.
20.
We've conceded 5, so
that's unheard of being an Arsenal team. Like that is unheard of, bro. When's the last time Arsenal at this stage of the league has conceded 23 goals?
We ain't scoring enough though.
We ain't scoring enough, but I feel that comes down to quality. Listen, like
no.
If you have someone better than Lacazette there, like that does more. Yes, he holds the play up and everything, but what does he do for himself up there?
Yes, right.
I was corrected.
Even Kane can make a chance for himself. Gabriel, when he's fit, can make a chance for himself. But we're here struggling with players that are not meeting the standards of this badge. They don't meet the standards.
Is this guy serious?
What do you say?
Shaka over.
Nah, he's trolling.
Oh, get out of here, man. Please.
There is one thing I'll say.
I hate Leeds, but no.
I'll say Kieran Tierney. I know why he's in there because obviously we don't know whether he's going to play, but I've seen lots of stuff saying that Arteta saying he isn't playing. So if you're going off for injuries, then who would be over Tierney if he ain't like pickable?
I saw on Arsenal's website that Tierney is not playing and Partey's got a hamstring injury.
Yeah, they're both meant to be out. So would you go Aylin or
Aylin's a right back? Aylin's
Dallas
right
or
he came
Dallas
through
left
Arsenal's
back?
academy, no?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's playing right back though, because he was playing centre mid for Yoda. And centre back.
Because he apparently goes around telling all his teammates. Because some of the
Champions League.
yeah, he plays
Yeah,
played Champions League.
He did. He did.
Apparently, he never got on the pitch. He was always on the. It was just on the bench. Apparently,
Yeah, all of the
Pretty
yeah.
much,
It's like, I
yeah.
played Champions League though.
He made it, innit? You had the theme tune, innit? What can you say?
It's like Matt Smith when he won the FA Cup medal. He didn't even play.
Bruv, he's got more medals than Harry Kane, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be for long though.
Nah, they ain't
They're
winning
not
that.
winning
He'll
shit.
no,
They're
he
not winning.
won't win it. He'll leave and go somewhere and win stuff.
Yeah.
The only
But
place I could,
as long as
the
it's
only
not-
thing I can see make, hear me out. Manchester United give them Martial, and Martial goes to Tottenham, and Kane goes to Spurs,
It'd be dumb to take that.
and Manchester United gives them like an extra like 80 million. That would be decent.
Yeah,
I
just
don't think
Tottenham would still be
Martial-
stupid to
I
take
don't
it.
think Martial's going to play on the Jose Mourinho. It's not happening.
It'll go like either Bayern if they have the money to get rid of like Lewandowski because obviously he's old, or it'll go like Real Madrid or somewhere like that, like a big team.
Who, Kane?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That ankle. Don't think anyone's paying
true.
150 mil to gamble on that ankle, man. Honestly.
so that's what I'm saying. I think they'll negotiate it down. I don't think Tottenham have the like. Yeah, he's a world class striker, but Tottenham don't have like the ability to say.
He signed a new
look,
contract on the
that's it.
Jose Mourinho, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I think what you're gonna see is probably you wait till his last year. Kane might not even leave Tottenham. He might not even leave
Good.
Tottenham. Honestly.
He'll never win anything, so good. Screw him. He could have left years ago. I think Man United came in for him like 2 or 3 years ago, and he refused to leave. So it's his fault.
Screwed himself.
Mhm.
I think he's an idiot, absolute idiot. Why the
But
hell
even
would
He's
you
doing
not leave?
Arsenal. What a comment.
But even Song as well. Song signed a new deal as well. They're both bought into this Jose Mourinho thing, innit?
Yeah,
They're both idiots.
they must be getting paid stupid money though.
Stupid money.
No, they're not. They're not. Pepe and Partey are probably on more money than Son.
Oh man, I'd like
Yeah,
bend over
Partey-
backwards to get Son at
Partey-
Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie.
Partey.
Because none of these guys are making over 200, right?
No, I think Kane is.
Kane is definitely.
When did Kirsten get kicked out?
I don't know what happened.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna share this. This is the team that I'm predicting for tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Why did I say tomorrow? You know what I mean.
I keep forgetting it's Thursday. Not gonna lie. Well, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
Friday now. But yeah, okay.
Is it sharing? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long? There you go.
Where's Basuma though?
Where?
You got Basuma and Buendia in the team.
Oh, that was the old days. You know when you're moving mad, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything's looking the same. You know what? I'm looking back. Yo, we were so stupid, going crazy over Buendia. Like,
That's why I didn't go crazy. I knew we weren't getting anybody. We weren't spending a penny.
It
nah,
didn't make
like
sense.
I look so silly now. I watched back one of my videos, guys. I watched back one of my videos. I'm literally like begging Arsenal to sign Basuma. I mean, not Basuma, Buendia. I'm like, this guy could be the future. He'll be as good as Bruno. Am I on drugs?
Oh, please tell me you didn't say that.
You're on drugs.
He didn't say that.
Nah, he didn't say. He did not compare him to Bruno, please.
No,
I
he did. He
did.
said he could be our Bruno.
Oh, that's an L. That's an L.
Yeah,
That's an L.
you're on drugs.
That's like Robbie. That's like Robbie comparing Willian to ZH, man. That's an L.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you say stuff and you don't realize it. Anyways, this is the team that I have for. This is the team that I have.
Odegaard for me. I've got to get Odegaard in there. Smith Rowe looks tired, man. He looks really
Yeah,
tired.
he's
And I
tired.
think
He's alright.
Leeds are just going to run at him. Like they're just going to exploit him.
Listen, guys, the midfield is obviously not going to be in that formation. I just made it quickly. So Danny
putting
Ceballos
Odegaard
not
in there
actually going to be
personally.
playing as the deepest midfielder. It's going to be more of a double pivot with thing in the 10. Oh, they're still talking about the whole Buendia thing. Someone's saying Igal, that's haram. Oh man, you guys are too much. That comparison is haram. Oh man. Okay, but yeah, this team, no one's disputing this team.
Other than
Just
Odegaard for
Odegaard?
Smith Rowe, yeah.
Martinelli in.
I could argue with
Odegaard.
Aubameyang up front, but I don't know.
Nah,
I agree with Kesh. He might need to earn his space, but
I don't think we should do that though. Honestly, we shouldn't.
yes, I get it.
Yeah, Samuel. Someone's saying it's time for you to go to bed.
Nah,
Not gonna lie, knowing Arteta, we'll see Willian in there again. So,
Anyways, guys, this has been a great show. Big up to everybody watching. Go check out WSLFC. Yo, what's your new channel going to be called?
I haven't actually got a name for it yet, but when I've got one, I'll send you it on Twitter.
No problem. Go check out Kesh on Twitter at Kesh @_Kesh_ again. And then you got Samuel. What is that? 4002 at AFC.
yeah.
And then you guys already know what mine is, the Kitty G. And also, if you haven't already subscribed, the link to subscribe is in the pinned message. So just subscribe and click on that. And guys, we'll be out of here. I'll be back again Saturday. And I'll be back Saturday.
In the comments.
What?
See,
He's just getting violated. Man said he's got lessons at 8 and needs to go to sleep.
Yeah,
I actually do though. That's the thing. I
Guys,
actually do.
No.
we're out of here. If you guys haven't already subscribed, do me a favor, subscribe. And here we go with the outro. And don't worry, it's not me singing like last time. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button.